The weird thing that's like, damn, was that Errol Spence got into a car accident. And it happened on Terrence Crawford's night. So Errol Spence ended up being the talk of the town still. It's like, dude, if I was Terrence Crawford, I'd be like, are you hating? Like,
you can spot me in the city, build a lobby with a sawed-off shotty, scream to drop it, this a rob.
What's up, my people? This is ShowBizz The Adult.
The morning after. Man, what a night. What a night. We had a fantastic night of boxing last night. I mean, fantastic night of boxing. We actually started it by playing Undisputed for a couple hours. Then called all the fights up to like 1 a.m. But let's talk about it. We have to start with Teofimo Lopez, okay? Let's start with the elephant in the room against Sandor Martin. Look, the only people who really think Teofimo Lopez won that fight are huge Teofimo Lopez fans. And really, not really, because in the war room, there were a lot of huge Teofimo Lopez fans who thought Martin won. So you have to be kind of like a fanatic and maybe a part of his entourage or his family, which in that case, I can understand. Teofimo Lopez lost that fight. Well, I gave the nod to Martin. But with that, I want to say this. The realest thing that Teofimo Lopez actually said, and I didn't hear it last night because I was busy commentating, but I did see it on the playback. The realest thing he said was this.
Bro, do I still have it? You do, man. Do I still got it? Yeah.
I like that. He didn't know that he was mic'd up, so he started saying other things as far as him winning and Martin running, and that's why he won. I like that moment of vulnerability, transparency, and being real with himself. He questioned himself, man, do I still got it, yo? You don't sound like that if you won the fight. Does he still have it? I heard Timothy Bradley say something about Teofimo Lopez not really being the same up here. He said he'd been watching this kid forever. Then he had that one-on-one with him, and he was like, who is this kid, right? I'm not sure if you guys saw that interview. But Timothy Bradley, he had some insight there where he was saying that their team was actually working on things. See, it was my idea that Teofimo Lopez may have, and I still may go with this, that Teofimo Lopez may have always had an issue with fighters who move, can fight off their back foot and things like that. Mr. Grinch, that's the black, 2 sugars, Jared Anderson. Dude, Jared Anderson, big baby. I had some of you guys in the war room, Quest being one of them, say, hey, look, I'm just here to watch Jared Anderson, man. Let me get my black 2 sugars. But before we talk about Big Baby, let's finish talking about Teofimo Lopez. And we're going to go through, we're going to talk about Terrence Crawford, all those. We brought up last night in the war room, Teofimo Lopez struggling against Nakatani, struggling against Kambosos, and now Martin. And if you bring up Lomachenko, which is the height, I mean, definitely the height of his career thus far, you bring up Lomachenko, he struggles at 135. Plus Lomachenko, he doesn't fight off his back foot. He does. He fight at all angles, but he really goes forward. And Teofimo Lopez waited for him. He sat back, and he was actually the counterpuncher waiting on Lomachenko. Then, you have issues with the shoulder and all those things that people bring up, whatever, what have you. It's my idea that Teofimo Lopez doesn't really know how to cut off the ring that well against somebody. Boxing, and there's levels, so that next level of mobility. And I think stylistically, he will struggle against those guys. But according to Timothy Bradley, he's saying that his team worked on those things. This is my assessment. Teofimo Lopez is today's Adrian Broner. Adrian Broner, great physically. But once his level stepped up and there were wrinkles that got exposed, there were things that he didn't really take care of as he was moving up, right? Xander Zayas last night, he fought Salazar and he won every round. But Salazar made him, you found out things about Xander Zayas. Salazar, number one, he was slick, bending well, upper body movement. I even brought up James Lysal Tony. But that movement and sitting in the pocket and swinging back with good shots and being aggressive at times, like Salazar was, that was a great fight for Xander Zayas, for him to learn something about himself. Okay, when I see a guy like this is what I do. All right? Now we'll see what happens. Teofimo Lopez, he's at a point, just like Adrian the Proper Broner, where he can stick with his team. And I'm not saying leave his team, maybe add somebody new there that can see things that he's not seeing. Anthony A.J. Joshua was a great prime example of this. He has his team he's been working with since the Olympics, but he come over to the States. Maybe you guys are seeing, can give me something new. I remember Henry Cejudo, my brother. What's up, boy? Henry Cejudo told me, as a fighter, you can't change overnight, but maybe somebody can give you that thing that just, it makes all the sense in the world for you. It just goes off like, oh, I was talking to Henry Cejudo, and Ellie sat back when Henry Cejudo said that to me. So I think it's blatantly obvious that Teofimo Lopez needs more wrinkles. At least needs to know how to handle a mobile fighter. Not so much of a slick fighter like Lomachenko, but a mobile fighter. You look at what happened last night, and you'll think somebody like Regis Prograis at 140, can embarrass him. All right. I do want to say this to Teofimo Lopez. Do you still have it? Of course you do, because you asked if you did. That is somebody who, people say, his head was down. Do I still have it? He questioned himself. But you can tell that there is a desire. So he's at a breaking point where he can go here or here. And at this breaking point, when he's questioning himself, he's going to need some positive reinforcement. So he's going to need somebody not somebody who tells him something, forget that. Somebody who shows him something and he learns something new and say, oh, I got it. Right? That's my assessment. I do think Martin deserved the nod. I told you guys, I thought, we kind of knew what was going to happen, but a lot of you guys weren't feeling that. It was like showbiz. That's bad for the sport. We're expecting robberies. Do you understand what you're saying, showbiz? While I'm sitting here, I've been watching boxing forever. Oh, okay, I know what's going to happen. Let's move on. But you guys are like, no, that's not cool. So I wonder what I can do and what we can do in our community to say, look, bro, the jig is up, right? We get it, okay? But what's best for the sport is not have Jack Catteralls happen, right? Let's move forward. We talked about Xander Zayas a little bit. Keyshawn Davis, told you guys, it's hard to knock out a guy who's not fighting. Keyshawn Davis, he did it his last fight. A guy wasn't fighting, and he did gestures, and he forced him to open up a little bit, then he knocked him out. This guy was a step up. What's his name? Burgos? I forgot his name. Anyway, Keyshawn Davis, it made sense to me. He didn't look great, but you won't against those guys. I've seen Shakur Stevenson have fights like that. It happens when the guy just crabs up, but Keyshawn Davis still was entertaining, did what he did, taunting, and ripped some good shots, but my man survived, and that's what he came to do. Big baby Jared Anderson, extremely impressed. Jared Anderson, his knockout of Forrest is a maniac. He has a maniac of a chin. You saw that against Zhang. He has a maniac of a chin. And he has one hell of a left hook. But now we see that Jared Anderson has a chin. And I know he got hit flush a few times. But there was stuff that I learned about Jared Anderson. One, he has a chin. Two, if he has you backing up, he's not going to give you, even if you hit him, he's not going to back off. That wasn't enough for him. I love that. If you look at that fight between Virgil Ortiz and a Mean Machine, remember that fight? Ortiz was rocked, but he swung back and made Mean Machine step back. Forrest swung back at Jared Anderson, hit him flush, and Jared was like, he hit him 3 times after that and finished. I mean, really, the fight probably should have been stopped a little bit earlier than it was. I'm a fan. Let me get my Jared Anderson. Dressed up as the Grinch last night. Mr. Grinch, that's the black, 2 sugars, Jared Anderson. Now let's talk about Terrence Bud Crawford. Terrence Bud Crawford, I got to see the playback of the fight. He looked like he was a little ring rust at the beginning. That knockout was sensational. And I told you guys, Terrence Crawford, though he's not that entertaining outside of the ring, he's not. That's just not his personality. He is one of the more entertaining fighters when he fights. All right. Fantastic knockout. But we knew he was going to knock him out. We knew he was going to knock out Evanezian. We knew that. Evanezian was there for the taking. Okay, that's what he was there for. But Terrence Crawford did what he had to do. He had to fight by the end of the year. He got his guaranteed money, and he had a sensational knockout, and he fought at home. He did everything he needed to do. Okay. As far as, Terrence Crawford's fight up against that top-rate card, no bueno. It was not going to happen. But I'm happy I did see that knockout. Oh, God, what a knockout. Terrence Crawford is just a devastating puncher, man. It is what it is. The weird thing that's like, damn, was that Errol Spence got into a car accident. And it happened on Terrence Crawford's night. So Errol Spence ended up being the talk of the town still. It's like, dude, if I was Terrence Crawford, I'd be like, are you hating? Like, no, but I'm happy. That's a joke. I'm happy Errol the True Spence is doing okay. I'm happy he's safe. 14-year-old steals his parents' car and then crash into Errol Spence. I know Errol Spence is like, dude, that is the most wickedly weird coinkydink ever, okay? But, Errol Spence, he got that shirt out now where he's on the phone and Terrence Crawford is behind the door. He knocked on the door. Terrence Crawford's eyes behind. He's dark. He's in the dark. He's peeking around the corner. Hilarious. Okay, I'm not sure if you guys seen it. With that said, I'm not sure what's going to happen between Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence, and I'm starting to care less. Let's move on. Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao said. He can't, look, Manny Pacquiao can't fight exhibitions. It's just not, he's going to, but he doesn't, it's a fight for him. He has one of those styles where he just can't play. He'll lose. Let me tell you something. I understand that. My boxing style, if you slap box and play fight with me, you could probably get me. But in a fight, the way I approach boxing, I'm just saying, I'm no Manny Pacquiao. I'm far from it. I'm not comparing myself to Manny Pacquiao. What I'm saying is, I understand Manny Pacquiao's style is to punch. It's like Keyshawn Davis getting a silver in the Olympics. He's a pro level fighter. He's a pro style fighter. It's like Mike Tyson not making the Olympics, but look at what he did as a pro. Manny Pacquiao is not built for the exhibitions. He's just a savage, bro. Dribbling DKU off the canvas, and he was trying to. It looked like he was trying to chill, but there's no chill, Manny Pacquiao. With that said, he's going to be doing exhibitions now. He can't live without fighting. It's just his passion, and that's good to know. It's good to know about yourself. It's good to know about Manny Pacquiao. Okay, he's a warrior. That it is what it is. With that said, please, can we have Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao in exhibition, please? I mean, we're watching everything else. We might as well watch them two in exhibition. It's a ton of money, please. Manny Pacquiao, get like 2 more exhibitions in. Floyd Mayweather looked great against Deji. Please? Let me know what you all think in the comments below. ShowBizz The Advice. Hopefully, I can get some Undisputed in again tonight. I just want to play the game as much as I can. Let me know in the comments what you think about everything I said about Teofimo Lopez, Terrence Bud Crawford, and everything. Also, let me know if you guys want to mix it up in Undisputed, have another tournament, day 3 tournament. I'm out.